Hello, welcome to Lore Master's Lair. I'm your Lore Master, here today for another God video. We are still looking at deities from ancestry pantheons who have full write-ups, and since we are dipping our toes into the Shining Kingdoms in the newest releases from Pathfinder, let's start crossing dwarfs off our list, starting with Magrim. First, as always, where can you find information on Magrim? The best place to start are the two Gods and Magic books, one for each edition, and the newer Divine Mysteries book. Though the earlier the book, the more likely you will just get information for Dwarven Pantheon. For a full write-up, we have the book Faiths of Golarion. We also have additional information on him and all the Dwarven Pantheon in the High Helm book. Finally, we have information on his Divine Realm in the Planar Adventures book. Magrim is the eldest brother of Torag, whose focus is the forging of the soul and, as his nickname implies, the one who works to give it purpose. In life, he petitions the dwarves to give life and their tasks, their hearts and souls, and to work to something greater. In the afterlife, the duty given to the souls means that they will, for all eternity, have a purpose they can be satisfied with. Magrim's typical appearance is that of a dwarf whose skin is made of black metal and eyes of molten orange. He is bald on his head and always in a blacksmith's apron made of stone, a red-hot hammer, and runes-inscribed gloves. A guard of a soul and a giver of purpose, he is also known as a keeper of several named runes, all of which he, for his purposes, uses to judge or forge a soul, which he also loans out to those who need them, but only for the accomplishment of a single task. In reflection of this, his church tends to contain rune plates with imitations of these runes. The primary goal of the faith is to ensure the dead rest peacefully. The followers of the faith ensuring bodies are prepared properly and kept safe from necromancers and undead. They also do the same in regular life, following the teachings of Magrim and having the daily practices change as little as possible over the centuries. The practices of the faith are the same. The best way to worship the taskmaster is to follow the traditions the local dwarves have always worshipped him. Priests of Magrim usually are trusted community members, never in the position of power but a trusted advisor to its leaders. Every priest knows the traditional dwarven way to prepare a corpse, how to entomb a body properly, and work to keep all bodies safe from those who would interrupt their charge's eternal rests. The day begins with daily prayer and absolutions, before eating in public and spending a day doing normal work. Priest duties come right after work ends, services right after the sunset, and the day ends with eating among the faithful. Dwarven communities have at least one place to worship Magrim, a place of work, whether a forge or a bakery, which functions as both the business and the temple. Minor shrines can be as large as a forge marked with special runes, and the largest temples can be entire mines. What matters is that they are used for an honest day's work, with worship before and after work. There are two realms that Magrim calls home. The first is with the rest of the Dwarven Pantheon in the center of the mountain which makes up heaven. Magrim's own part of this, the cloister, is where his petitioners go when they die, though he himself spends little time there. Instead, he spends his time in the rune burrow, his forge beneath the boneyard. Now on to information on the faith. The center of Magrim's worship is, of course, Dwarven civilization. Magrim, as a god who upholds Dwarven tradition, has his faith recognize all Dwarven holidays, with his own Runefest, a time to teach the first runes and the proper way to pray. The main holy book of the faith are Magrim's Measure, a list of all traditional methods of doing things, and Journey of the Last Breath, an in-depth analysis of what actions will end with the soul where in the afterlife. On to our final stretch, relationships. First, the Divine Allies, we have Cavantinine, a massive brine dragon who petitioned for Magrim to save some of her children, whose souls were taken by Droskar. Now she chooses to follow Magrim, and he is known for giving good advice. And his herald is Hueth, a half-celestial Bogain, who the Taskmaster found adrift in the astral planes. The sight of the young one warmed his heart, and he adopted him on the spot. As for other gods, he gets along well with other Dwarven deities, especially as the guardian of their worship. He is especially noted of being one of the deities who gets along with Drongavit, instead of being scared of her. He holds Pharasma in high regards, her already being old when he was young. He debates the eldest Modhig on runes, but the demonic harbinger Strogavold, who stole knowledge of runes from the souls of dwarves, and tells people to fear aging, he sees as his greatest foe, even over Droskar. Which brings to the end of this video, and happy channel anniversary. I actually ended up not having much fanfare this year, there being much I ended up busy with in addition to the 2 recently released books. But either way, it was going to be a god video either way, that is just who I am. So, next week we continue our march through the Vesperium. See you then.